La processione del Cristo morto è una processione unica nel suo genere.
The procession of the dead Christ is unique in its kind, ordinary and extraordinary at the same time. It involves the confraternities, citizens, tourists. But there's a secret: the faith of all the participants who have been praying for many centuries already. Such an ancient rite takes place in ORTE only, on Good Friday evening.
Un rito che ha un segreto, un cuore che si può capire e può capire solamente chi viene qui a Morte a visitare.
The Good Friday Procession. The United Confraternities of ORTE are a very old institution. Since their foundation, their activities have not been limited to the religious sphere, and in accordance with the spirit, they undertook social and charitable initiatives. They conducted and managed these initiatives with a special way of living and democratic participation. This involved the construction of the various hospitals in the town, which were then combined into a single facility in the middle of the 17th century. There are 9 of them, and here they are with their cassocks.
Saint Anthony Abbot, Our Lady of Grace, Our Lady of the Holy Refuge of Sinners, Saint Peter, the Holy Trinity, Mercy, the Women's Holy Rosary, the Holy Sacrament, and the Holy Cross, the oldest one. We don't know exactly when it was founded, but it was already flourishing in the year 1159.
The main aim of their activity was and is the salvation of the members' souls. While the ones focused on works of charity, today, while still maintaining the spirit of charity, they have intervened with extensive restoration of the churches entrusted to them as their headquarters. They have created the museum, displaying them as beautiful processional items and other finely crafted devotional objects, as well as promoting the publication of books and videos, round tables and conferences. Above all, however, there is the commitment to the event that has always been at the core of their tradition, by holding the yearly Good Friday procession of the Dead Christ, now acknowledged to be the oldest one in Italy.
The procession of the Dead Christ takes place on the evening of Good Friday. It dates back to a period between the end of the 12th and the early 13th century, and has preserved intact all the characteristics and the form established by the early confraternity members. According to ORTE historian Gioacchini, in the impossible event that a 13th century inhabitant of the town should come back here, he would not recognize it and would only be able to recognize it from this procession, which has remained unchanged over the centuries. As the local historian tells us, the Good Friday procession started up as an initiative of the Confraternity of the Holy Cross, with the participation and help of all the other confraternities. And so it has come down to us through the centuries, though with the necessary adjustments, the most important one being made in the first decade of the 17th century by Bishop Fabrani. A strict theologian, he pointed out the Holy Scriptures make no mention of any coffin or of carrying it, but just of Christ who died and was buried. The bishop therefore ordered that an image of Our Lady of Sorrows be carried in the procession. The population accepted Our Lady with devotion, but would not give up the procession as it had been passed down to them. And so, when Fabrani died, the procession was resumed, more solemn and impressive than ever, with a beautiful new coffin and the statue of Our Lady dressed in mourning to accompany the sorrowful event. The coffin we see today is undoubtedly the same one used since then. In this way, the procession by the confraternities of ORTE, looking towards the future with their historical memories, is a testimonial to faith, love, and charity in the name of the resurrected Christ.